Mainlube is a unique range of special lubricants and innovative maintenance solutions. Mainlube's corporate mission is to accurately report a machine's past, present and future wear modes through filtergram wear metal analysis, to dramatically reduce downtime through proactive, predictive maintenance, to research and develop the finest maintenance products for all types of industrial machinery, to protect Mainlube customers with an uncompromising dedication to quality. Maritimo and Mainlube.
Well, here they are, the boys charging at the moment. The Maritimo guys running very, very hard indeed, and Simrad looking very strong. Maritimo almost in team formation. Bit of a shake-up with...
In 2003, Maritimo achieved a third place overall in the World Series. Maritimo Offshore Racing used Mainlube. Some of Mainlube's wide and diverse range of applications are the beverage industry, Coca-Cola, Pepsi 7-Up, Cadbury Schweppes Cotties in Australia and in Europe, CC and Cantrell. Pharmaceuticals, Alpha Pharm, Sigma and Roche in Australia and in Europe, Abbott, Wyeth, Takeda, ADM, Pfizer, Tyco and Harmac Medical. The carton and corrugators, Visi, Southcorp, Amcor in Australia and Smurfit in Europe. Food processing, Ingham's Chickens, Nestle, Heinz Watties and Sanitarium in Australia and in Europe, Rye Valley Foods, Kerry Food Group, Cadbury Adams and Irish Sugar. The printing industry, Pacific Envelopes and Spot Press in Australia and in Europe, Smurfit, Print Guy and Print Labels. The plastic industry, Visi, Gulf Rubber, Pylon and Viscount Plastic in Australia, Boxmoor and Wyvern Plastic in Europe. The textile industry, Interface Hugo, Balio Carpets in Australia and Feltex Carpets in New Zealand. Cranes, Patrick Stevedores in Australia and Crane Hire, Grove Cranes, Dublin Port and Wolf Cranes in Europe. Transport industry, Bus Iran, Ford Motor Company and BTR Automotive. Rail Infrastructure Australia, New Zealand Rail and Elerod Iran Irish Rail in Europe. Chemicals, Huntsman, Qnos and Alpha Chemicals in Australia. Construction, Multiplex Constructions Australia and Bennett, Ascon, Syak, Nusimatsu, Dublin Port Tunnel, P. Elliott and Edenderry Power in Europe. General Manufacturing, Barrett Burston, Tasbean and CD Oz in Australia. Pirelli Tyres UK, Commissioner of Irish Lights and Vea Radiators in Europe. Mainlube protects you. Mainlube engineers are not sales types, but are only dedicated to giving you total service and satisfaction. Mainlube research and development is constantly working to find you better ideas in industrial maintenance. Mainlube's aim is to have satisfied customers. To be sure of this, the company guarantee is the best in the industry. The Mainlube Guarantee. If you are not satisfied with the performance of any Mainlube product, you may return it for a full refund for up to 2 years after purchase. This is powered by a 150 kilowatt motor. It has been running for 10 years non-stop without changing the gearbox oil. There is almost zero wear, having done 8 billion revolutions using Mainlube 150 gear oil. A man would come up to about here on it. It is a fairly large machine and as you could see, there is basically zero wear on the gears. If your current lubricant is naphthenic based as ordinary oils are, it breaks down at elevated temperatures. It contains impurities. It has unreliable viscosity as temperature changes. If your current lubricant is synthetic or paraffin based as Mainlube is, It is more reliable at elevated temperatures. It is highly refined and contains less impurities. It has stable viscosity as temperature changes. This means you can reduce cost with cleaner internal operating components of your machine, which extends your lubrication intervals. By extending machine life through reduced metal-to-metal contact due to improved lubricant film. And if we improve the film strength, we reduce the wear. Would you agree? This contains ordinary gear oil, water and a steel ball. You can see what happens when water or condensation contaminates ordinary oils. They emulsify. This is Mainlube 150 gear oil. Mainlube rejects water. Mainlube is paraffin-based and naturally more resistant to water. Water quickly separates and can be simply drained off. Mainlube contains powerful corrosion inhibitors that control corrosion. This means you can reduce cost by minimizing your lubricant replacement due to water contamination, by preventing condensation and corrosion damage, therefore extending machinery life. Would you like to extend machinery life? Mainlube controls corrosion. The bearing shows corrosion, not wear. You can see the damage was caused to the bearing while the bearing was stationary. You may have seen this type of bearing damage before. Wear is accelerated by corrosion. Localized corrosion damage is often mistaken for wear. Mainlube always retains a film of corrosion inhibitors on metal surfaces, protecting your machine. This means you can reduce cost by stopping premature failure to your bearings due to corrosion, by extending lubrication intervals, by extending the life of your machine and reducing downtime. Would you like to reduce downtime? We will now simulate a gearbox with ordinary high-quality gear oil in it. Ordinary gear oils have a low affinity to metal and tend to fling off. Under heavy load, high shear rate causes cavitation, foaming and metal-to-metal contact, leading to machinery failure. You may have seen this in the industry before. This is Mainlube 150 gear oil. Mainlube protects your machine by having a high affinity to metal. This prevents throw-off following the gear train seeking total lubrication. Mainlube controls heat, noise, wear and cavitation. Therefore, oil life is greatly extended. This means you can reduce cost by extended oil change intervals, which reduces downtime and production losses. By avoiding early breakdown of your machinery due to metal-to-metal contact. By monitoring your machinery with oil and wear metal analysis, indicating abnormal wear trends. Is oil and wear metal analysis part of your maintenance program? We can provide that service. We can show you how. A higher quality lubricant in the correct application always reduces downtime. It is always more cost-effective to use wear metal analysis to determine the present condition of important machinery, rather than waiting for a breakdown. Mainlube, protecting our future environment. Imagine if we double the service life of all the lubricants in use in the world today. We would halve the amount of used and contaminated oil to dispose of. We would double the time before we exhausted our existing world resources of lubricating base oils. The current savings from extended machinery life with these new lubricants already justifies their usage. Mainlube lubricants can last up to 10 times longer than conventional lubricants. Even if we just double the life of your existing lubricants, we will have a very significant impact on our children's future environment.